Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us in today's edition of the 35 Testimonies to Commemorate Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministries at 35. My name is Rebecca Asma'u, and today I'll be sharing with you the testimony titled A Fearful Intervention. The intervention is really fearful, and that is what the testimony is all about. So, he worked in a flourishing company that produced essential commodities in Onisha. It was a thing of pride to work in the company, as the wages were lucrative and the bonuses were regular. However, Ikenna knew that his colleagues didn't like him, but that didn't bother him at all. He was not going to stop preaching to them and rebuking them for every wrong they loved to do, and specifically, he was never going to join them in the diabolical lifestyle they engaged in. Though they were graduates, it was as if every employer in the organization was a native doctor. They were really dangerous people, and fetish attacks against one another was very rampant. They were quite dangerous people. Ikenna was nevertheless wary of each of the employee because, in spite of the fact that they were corporately dressed, they always had one form of charm or the other they carried with them to ward off evil, to attract good fortune, to have dominion over other men, and to overcome their enemies, to acquire wealth or capture virtues of other people. They were never hesitant to threaten one another using the names or symbols of their gods or deity. One day, the general manager of the company resigned, and it came as a surprise to all the staff because he occupied a very important position that came with a lot of perks. He was second in command only to the CEO, that is the owner of the company, and he enjoyed so many enviable privileges. The new general manager was to be announced by the CEO. Ikenna was fifth in line to the position as there were three other people ahead of him in the company, so he knew he was not yet to be considered for the position. Mr. Who used to be the assistant general manager and next in line after the GM that resigned, was appointed to the position. He assumed duties immediately. Sadly, however, Mr. Onwu died exactly 7 days after his assumption of the position of the general manager. The next person in line of authority was Mr. Azu. The CEO didn't waste time to announce him as the new general manager. He happily accepted the position and assumed his responsibilities immediately. Sadly, however, Mr. Azu too died exactly 7 days after he was appointed as the general manager. In spite of the sorrowful death, work has to continue in the company, and a new helmsman had to be announced. The next in line to assume leadership of the company ought to be Mr. Ekwensu. He was actually expecting to be named as the new GM, but the CEO chose to bypass him and appointed Brother Ikenna instead as the new GM. Mr. Ekwensu was livid with anger. He was in Bro Ikenna's office in no time. You, you, the position I'm supposed to get, they gave it to you, he said to him boldly. Who do you think was killing all the people that they put there before you? I'm going to deal with you the way I dealt with all those people who have died. Now I give you 7 days. You two, you are going to pass away. Ikenna was left in a state of stupefaction, really scared of the threat. He couldn't think of what to do, and he remained disturbed up until closing time. As he went home that evening, he passed in front of the Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministries church on his street. Though he was not a member of the church, he had worshipped there quite a number of times. The Wednesday manna water service was ongoing. By impulse, he parked his car and went into the church auditorium. The general overseer was ministering through the live broadcast already. He shared the testimony of a sister who accompanied her friend to see a prophet. Instead of the prophet to focus on his client who came to see him, his attention was on the sister who came with the client. He gave the sister the evil prophecy that she was going to die soon. The sister actually believed the prophet and became really scared. She quickly ran to the general overseer of Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministries to inform him. The general overseer told the sister that she should go back to the prophet and tell him that she had an announcement to make to him, that it is you the prophet, that will die and not me. The sister said, "Ah, Gio, please, I can't say it, sir." The Gio insisted that she had to go back to reverse the evil pronouncement. Spotting some fear in her heart, she mustered courage and went to the prophet and said to him, "Sorry, sir, you told me in the presence of my friend that I will die, but it is you that will die and not me." Then she took to her heels. Bro Ikenna listened with rapt attention as the Geo shared the testimony, amazed at how relevant it was to his predicament. The very next morning, he went to Mr. Ekwensu's office and told him to his face that I will not die. I am still alive. Even though he was afraid to include in his pronouncement to Mr. Ekwensu that it is you that will die. On the third day, Bro Ikenna still went to the man's office and said, "Excuse me, sir, I am still alive." He repeated the same motion on the day 4, day 5, and day 6. "Excuse me, sir, I am still alive." As he made the statement on day 6, Mr. Ekwensu said to him, "This is just the 6th day. There's still one more day before you die. You wait and see what happens." When Bro Ikenna heard this, he did not sleep at night. He started vigil prayer from his prayer booklet, praying all manner of prayers. All of a sudden, God opened his eyes. He found himself inside a garden, surrounded by a fence. Inside the fence was a tall black creature, very tall. What amazed Ikenna was that Mr. Ekwensu from his office was standing right beside the creature. He just knew by intuition that Mr. Ekwensu had linkage with the power to destroy. The next thing that happened was that Mr. Ekwensu pointed at him and told the creature, "That is the man I want you to kill." "Which one of them?" the strong man asked, as there were plenty of people in the fenced garden. "This one," he said, pointing at Brother Ikenna. The creature turned to Mr. Ekwensu and said, "I know that our covenant is for us to kill whoever you want us to kill, but we can't kill this one. This one are children of the Most High. But that is our covenant. That is our covenant. So how can you refuse to kill him?" Mr. Ekwensu asked angrily. The strong man too got angry with him and said sternly, "I have told you he is a child of the Most High, but if you insist that I should go and kill him, if I do not succeed, I will come and kill you in his stead." Then the vision cleared. By the next morning, Mr. Ekwensu was dead. The Lord preserved the life of Bro Ikenna, and he headed the company for many years. So that's the end of the testimony, and this testimony was called from the message of the General Overseer of Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministries, Professor Daniel Kolawole Olukoya, that was shared on Wednesday, November 8, 2023, during the Manna Water service titled "Closing Down the Ministry of Sorcerers 2." Thank you for joining us in today's testimony. Today, we have shared one more testimony out of the 35 testimonies to commemorate Mountain of Fire Miracle Ministries at 35. We do hope you are blessed by today's testimony, and we hope you will join us for another testimony. Thank you so much, and goodbye.